get? You only gave me $5. I gave you $20 motherfucking dollars. No, you didn't. You only gave me $5. No, I gave you 20. And I go sit here and argue with your flat ass face, homegirl.
Hey, Tommy.
So, don't want to do this. Welcome back to the No Refunds podcast, where you better choose your words wisely because once you say them, you can't take it back. On today's episode, we'll be talking about Kevin Durant's comments on CJ McCollum's podcast, R. Kelly's new admission, plus Team Lawrence's...
Don't give all the topics away just yet.
Yeah, nigga, do you?
Plus Team Lawrence's...
Yo, chill.
Chill.
I bet. First off, since he introduced the part two.
Talking about when you go to the movies, do you watch it? You know, do they show you the whole movie or do they show you a preview?
Do they give you a table of contents at the movie?
No. When you go see a movie, you have a trailer in mind, right?
No.
So you just go see movies without trailers first?
Yes.
That's a lie.
I ain't seen no trailer for Black Panther. I ain't seen no trailer for Avengers.
Well, we're getting that. Nigga, get it together. We ain't going to give away all the topics, nigga.
Come on.
Every show, like a topic show, gives you a rundown on what they're going to talk about before they talk about it.
No, you don't.
Nope. We don't have to be every show either.
Facts. We'll do it as we go because we don't even know if we're going to get to all these topics.
No, we're definitely going to get to all these topics. We're going to be successful at this shit.
All right,
Joining me at the table today, we got B-Pat again. B-Pat, say what up.
What's going on? What up?
Boy Too Nice at the other side. Say what up.
What's up, yo? Fuck the people.
And of course, I am Team Tommy, a.k.a. the Slender Black Man, a.k.a.
Mr.
Pickles, a.k.a. Mr. Sick on the mic.
Sick on the mic. What? Oh, that's mad appropriate.
Pause.
You sick with the mic, Tommy? That's your shit, huh? You sick with it.
I can't be laughing. I can't be laughing too much, man. It's been a long week. I'm ready to get this thing over with.
Word, you sound mad emotional right now.
So, can I tell you
sick, but you sound like you about to cry on the mic.
Can I tell you how my week been?
What's going on, bro? How was your week?
So, going by the days of the week. Monday, I had a headache from me shaking my head to get the curls popping.
Bro, you gave yourself a headache.
Gave myself a headache.
It's time to cut your hair. If you give yourself a headache from doing your hair, it's time to cut that shit.
Curly hair tutorial coming soon. So I gave myself a headache doing that. The next day, I got a sore oral. It was like the start of a sore throat, which is what led to the voice.
What were you doing that you had?
I wasn't doing anything. I was just talking. I think it was the weather, to be honest with you.
You was doing the weather?
Yeah, I was doing the weather. I think it was the weather.
You were doing the weather.
I didn't say I was doing the weather.
You got to choose your words wisely.
No, you said you were doing the weather.
You were doing the weather.
That's what you said.
That's what you said.
You said I was doing the weather.
So I think it was a combination of jumping back and forth between air conditioning and hot
you watched
air,
the Weather Channel and like, I could do this shit
forth.
better than this nigga. That's what you do.
That doesn't. I don't know what that means.
Like you see the weather, you see the meteorologist up there. Thursday we have a storm coming in. You're like I could do this shit better. You did the Zoolander shit. You turn Thursday.
Nigga, choose your words wisely.
Man, Wednesday I lost my entire voice. Good thing I didn't have to go to work on Thursday, so I was good on that. Friday, I started coughing and I started sneezing. And in order for me to clear out my nose, I blew it. And when I started blowing my nose, blood came dripping out throughout both nostrils. And I didn't know what the fuck to do. So I thought that was
usually a hospital.
I thought that was gonna be it for me. If I went to sleep that night, I wasn't waking back up. So I fell asleep with 2 cotton balls up my nose.
And you still here?
And I will tell you, it's very difficult to eat food when the only mechanism you have to breathe is your mouth.
Come to your left, Tommy.
What happened?
Scoot over. There you go.
So it's very difficult to talk, eat, and breathe at the same time through one mechanism, that being my mouth.
Pause.
Brandon, you can't be saying pause to everything.
Brandon, how was your week?
Hey,
you can breathe through your mouth, man.
Choose your words wisely.
You can breathe through your mouth.
Man,
I need tissue. Fuck you out.
My week was great, actually. Want to share some exciting news. Actually signed a deal with Today's Business. They're actually going to be representing myself and my company, One Legacy Athletics. So that was pretty dope. And shout out to my baby. Her birthday was on Friday. So
all right. Shout out to baby.
Yeah.
Happy belated.
You know what I mean?
Happy belated.
And that was it.
That's what's up, yo. My week, I ain't do shit. kid, my son was a pain in the ass. My woman was a pain in the ass. So let's get to these topics.
So what y'all want to start with? We got 3 options.
Let's start off with the one you named first, the Kevin Durant thing.
Oh.
All right. So I only caught a little bit of it. So I know that he was on a boy's podcast.
So yeah, Kevin Durant. I guess to go back to what we were talking about last week when Boogie Cousins, we were talking about Boogie Cousins going to the Warriors. So KD or CJ McCollum had KD on his podcast this past week, and they were talking about that topic. And on the podcast, KD was pretty much ripping on CJ because CJ thought that Boogie should have went or could have came to the Trailblazers for him. So Kevin Durant hit him with a few lines, one of them being, you guys aren't going to win a championship, so why are you worried about it? And then he followed up by saying, you can't be upset about this type of stuff. So I guess the last thing he said was, don't worry about what goes on at the top to CJ McCollum. So he roasted.
This nigga mad cocky.
He roasted CJ on his own podcast. Let me tell you something.
First
if
of
you
all,
think you're going to come on this podcast and then the roast us, then we going to edit all that shit
that
out.
camera going off quick.
Or
We're coming back with no guest.
Or you make it embarrassing on the podcast.
What y'all think
Right.
about
Come on, bro.
what do
You
y'all
too close to the mic.
Again.
What do
You
y'all
need to
think?
learn from the last.
Stop.
Hey, my
Back
bad,
up.
bro. My bad.
What do y'all think about Kevin Durant's comments to CJ?
I think he's way too cocky. When you on a 5 All-Star team right now, bro, like just let it rock. Cause it's not like, yes, you talented as fuck. You the second best player in the league. But if just you alone wasn't enough to win, you had to join the fucking Warriors in order to win. So, bro, just like be humble, nigga.
I mean, what I would say is, from a player standpoint, I know that it's your job to be, kind of take that approach of, kind of don't worry about us, But from a fan standpoint,
but sorry not to cut you off, but CJ did have a point where he said, I can't not worry about y'all. We in the same conference. We got to play each other.
That's what I'm saying.
4 times this season, nigga.
From a fan standpoint and from a former player standpoint, it's the approach of, why would I not worry about you guys?
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? And
like whether you are the Warriors or you're not, or whether you're going against the Warriors,
right.
You're the competition.
Right.
You either are the competition or you're
There's
out.
truth in what he was saying. They're not gonna win. Like the Trailblazers.
I will say that. I will say that Kevin Durant did have a point, but I think the thing is, you don't want to hear Kevin Durant be the one.
You can't come off like that when you're in a fucking 5 All-Star team.
Yeah.
And on top of that, you never know what can happen. Tables can turn. Not saying that the Trailblazers will be the one to turn the tables.
Yeah.
But the tables can turn.
It almost
it's not
turned from last
guaranteed that
year.
Golden State going to win.
Exactly.
I feel like Houston might be.
No, well, I think Houston had their one chance that they were going to beat
So you don't
the
think
Warriors
Carmelo's
last season.
gonna?
No, I don't believe so. Because they lost Trevor Ariza. The main thing with stopping the Warriors is you got to stop the
That
Warriors.
defense.
You got to be able to play defense against the
Yep.
Warriors. And although Melo may still have some
He can
buckets
put up
left in him,
points.
but that's not going to stop the Warriors.
You know
from
why? Because their offense
scoring.
runs through James Harden. You know
Correct.
what I'm saying? So that's not really Melo and James Harden's play style is not gonna coincide very well. I don't think anyway.
I will say it's something that we probably have to see it. I guess I'll say we have to see it first, but it's a similar situation to Carmelo being in OKC. Like he
Exactly.
wasn't the first will then. He's not going to be the first will now. So he's just playing with a set of different people that might be a little bit better than they were in OKC. But I think it's still going to be like the same outcome.
I think his best move would have been in Miami. Because Dwayne Wade's knees is damn near shot. This nigga. So
I mean, at the end of the day, Melo got his money. I mean, I guess now if he actually wants
a ring.
to finally chase a ring after all these years, then other than going to the Warriors, the next best bet would be going to the Rockets.
I think originally I thought going back to Melo getting waived off the bat, originally I thought that Houston would be the best fit just because of CP3 and Melo's been needed a point guard to really be able to really run his show and put him in position. It's kind of the same effect of having a Rondo, but with CP3 being able to hit, knock down open shots. It's a great fit. But, looking at it, I think the best fit would have been with Bron out in LA, because Bron is able to really facilitate and be that kind of facilitator, and it kind of gives Melo that freedom to really be truly who he is. Whereas in Houston, he's still the third option. But I think that the difference between him being in Houston, I think it'll still be effective because of Chris Paul. I mean, James Harden does have the ball in his hand majority of the time, but I feel like Chris Paul will make that effort and make sure that Melo's involved, as opposed to Russell Westbrook.
And I will say, James Harden does get a lot of flack for being a ball hog at times, but he did lead the league in assists, I think, a couple years ago when he lost MVP to Russell Westbrook. So James Harden is a willing passer still.
And I think we can't ignore the fact that Carmelo Anthony is a scoring machine. So I mean, I think that Trevor Ariza, will be a big. Says the person with no voice. Says the person with no voice. I think it will be a big loss, but I think that PJ Tucker will kind of take over a large part of that responsibility. I think he is a lockdown defender, and they're adding a scorer punch that they didn't have last year. So I mean, I think you can't ignore that fact.
He might have been able to hit one of those 27 missed threes that they had in that final game 7 last year.
Melo's not a spot-up shooter. Melo's a scorer. So I mean, he can score from anything. So when they're not hitting threes, you can throw it to him on that high post. You can throw him on a block. You can count on him to get rebounds and get some putbacks. So I think that it'll be closer than a lot of people think. It's interesting to see how the Warriors team comes together once Boogie Cousins comes back, in the playoffs, or close to the end of the season. So I think it's gonna be interesting. Back to the Kevin Durant thing. From a fan standpoint, I mean, it's just weak, because it's just like you're the second best player, in the league, and you join a team, that's kind of going and said now that he's been there for about 2 second year now, 2 years. But at the same time, you added another star, so you're just you're not ever gonna get the credit that you would have gotten if you were the man, and he's still not the man, because you still have 2 other stars on your team. Now 3 stars, and they didn't need him to win a championship. So them adding another star is just like, what are you really saying? Like you're just piggybacking off of,
how everybody else feels.
Of how everybody feels, and so I think it's kind of weak, man. It's just like, it'd be one thing if he was the man and they were winning, like, come beat us, but you're just,
I mean, I think it's going to end the same way, like I said, like we did last week. It doesn't matter what we think. It doesn't matter what C.J. McCollum thinks. It doesn't matter what the rest of the league thinks. Until somebody stops the Warriors, as much as we might hate it, they're going to keep talking their shit. Right. And they can, because nobody could beat them, or nobody has beaten them yet.
Right. Well, I think Houston, if they add a Jamal Crawford, and that extra scoring punch, I think they could take it to 7 games again. Because I feel like we're adding Melo and adding another scoring threat off the bench. They still have Lou Williams, by the way, right?
I think Lou Williams wasn't. No, he's on the Clippers.
Okay. If they added Jamal Crawford, they got a shot.
Now, that would be big. Jamal Crawford is Mr. Reliable.
Yeah.
Speaking of another Mr. Reliable, Team Lawrence from Insecure Season 3.
Man.
It's a smooth transition, ain't it?
Man.
I might be under the weather, but I still got it.
That kind of took away.
Before we get into it, hold on, I gotta let them know what we're about to get into.
But let me just say, I haven't seen the second season yet, so before
what the hell are you waiting for, man? You're way behind, man.
Look, bro, when you try to watch some shit with your girl, but she never want to watch it, but y'all try to watch it together, they just don't really happen.
Hey, it doesn't mean you couldn't do it on your own, though.
Facts, but it just didn't happen.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just put it out there like that. It just didn't happen.
It is what it is, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you got time. I'm trying to figure out when the next season starts. I think it starts like next month, if I'm not mistaken. No, there we go, August 12th. So, Season 3. of Insecure on HBO returns on August 12th at 10:30 p.m. The reason why we bring this topic up is because they dropped a trailer a couple weeks ago, and noticeably missing was arguably the second star of the show in Team Lawrence. Jay Ellis, I think his name is. I guess the reason why they said they didn't bring him back, at least, so they didn't say he was gone completely for like the rest of the series, but at least in season 3 he's not going to be around. And I think they said the reason why, they said they tried to make it a little more realistic. So normally they said, I'm paraphrasing, I think like the producers and the writers and Issa might have said the way that a relationship ends, you don't necessarily, when you end a relationship, you don't necessarily see that ex's other point of view unless you like follow them on Instagram or anything like that. You don't keep up with their life when you break up with them. So I guess that's the way that they're trying to follow it on season 3 of Insecure. That being said, I don't know, or I don't remember too much what happened in season 2 anyway, to try to not spoil it for Mr. Haven't seen it yet. But I will say,
we'll spoil it anyway.
Hey, bro, by next podcast, I'm gonna watch all them episodes, nigga.
We can start with season 1 though, because season 1 was
Facts.
actually where Lawrence got his support.
Yeah.
So if you didn't follow season, or if you didn't keep up with season 1, I'll give you a rundown on that.
Yeah.
Lawrence was
Lawrence
was the main star's boyfriend at the time, Issa Rae.
Issa Rae.
And from all accounts, he was a good dude. He was working.
He was going through his shit.
Yeah,
he was going through some
his low point. His low point.
I'm sorry, he wasn't working at the start of the season. He was trying to find a job.
He eventually got a job. Where he got a job at?
He got a job at Best Buy.
That's right.
Bleed blue, not the Giants.
So he got a job at Best Buy, but again, it was a step forward because he had been not working for a long ass time. I'm pretty sure that it was tough when you in a relationship and you ain't bringing no money in.
Yeah. So Issa's credit, she did stick with him when he didn't have anything essentially.
But I understand what it's like for him also, because when you're qualified to work on the levels up here, like you can be doing, you know what I'm saying?
To accept something lower than what you
think like somebody who graduated but ends up working at a fast food, like this, like a step below what you know you're worth. So a lot of people, they'll hold out because like, yo, I'm worth way more than this shit. But over time, like, yo, it's been like 5 months. Yeah, nigga, I'm worth it, but I ain't got that job yet, nigga. Let me just go ahead and get me a job at Wendy's. You feel me? Yeah. So, I mean, I get it. I get both sides, obviously. But if you're in a relationship with somebody...
We didn't explain, I guess you guys kind of like snuck it in there, but in the midst of Lawrence finding his new job and finally getting back on his feet, Issa ended up running into one of her old exes.
And fucked him.
And cheated on Lawrence. Oh, cheating,
bitch.
With her ex. And from that point of view, literally every dude that watched the show was on Team Lawrence from that point on. If you weren't, then I don't know what kind of planet you're living on. The reason why I related to Lawrence so much is because I don't know if you guys have been cheated on, but I've been cheated on before. And that situation is no fun to be in. So when you see that play on television, that kind of strikes a nerve with you a little bit.
I remember that. I remember that period for you.
Yeah, it's a rough time. I was stupid. I was young. I was young and dumb.
That relationship was young and dumb.
Yeah,
that niggas just met.
Yeah. Hey, man, shut up.
It's all good. We ain't gonna.
Sorry, bar. Fuck that bitch.
Facts. You know what I mean? It's all good though because. Because we got a podcast now, nigga. And we can talk that shit now.
Where was you at when my nigga Tommy was low?
He wasn't with us shooting in the gym. But no, it's all good, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, bitches cheat. You know what I'm saying? I got cheated on before.
I think everybody's been cheated on before. I've been cheated on before.
Yeah, so, like, we understand that point of view. It is what it is. We understand, like, it's difficult, especially when you're a dude, because when it comes to cheating, and I guess this wasn't really a topic, but whatever. When it comes to cheating, you know what I'm saying, dudes is not as emotionally strong as women. So when a dude get cheated on, oh, it's the end of the world.
That's the end of the world.
Nigga ready to kill himself. This nigga listening to every fucking slow song ever. So sick of love song, nigga. Yo,
every single Neo song.
Yo, all that. But you know, when we get cheated on, I'm not gonna really speak for them because they're not really here to defend themselves. But it's a lot of shit. Yes, they gotta deal with. Don't worry about it. But a lot of times they really end up coming back. Sometimes there's times they come back. Dudes don't really come back.
I think that's probably like the double standard because for, not to speak for females because we don't have one on the show yet, but I guess it's kind of to speak for females. When a guy cheats, it's something that's more so expected on their behalf. When a woman cheats in a relationship, we don't necessarily expect that to happen. So when it does happen, it's shocking for one, and then it's like
it hurts.
Yeah,
For me, I have to disagree.
I'm not crying.
I think that
I'm not crying. You're crying.
it's 2018 now. I mean, I feel like women play the game just like men now.
Oh, absolutely.
So
we're not saying like who doesn't cheat
so,
more or who doesn't cheat more. I feel like everybody cheats the same amount.
That's what I'm saying.
I feel like it's just a matter of
let's get the narrative out of the air that it's not expected because females, I feel like they've built that wall up or they've developed that wall or that mindset of, okay, my girlfriend got cheated on. I'm going to go out and then I'm going to do my thing because guys aren't trustworthy, right? So it's just like, it goes back to that book by Steve Harvey, what was it?
Think Like a Man?
Alec Lady, Think Like a Man. So it's just like, it's
Decent movie,
2018.
too.
We got to just keep it 100. Like a lot, everybody is cheating more nowadays. Everybody.
Yeah.
Not necessarily.
And that women are getting caught more nowadays. Because women historically have always cheated. Men have always cheated, but men have always gotten caught. Niggas is dumb.
You just say people always cheated.
Huh?
You could just say people have always
Yeah,
cheated.
but I'm being specific. Men get caught way more than women get caught. Women have been slick in the past, but 2018, women is getting sloppy with this shit.
So how did you find out that your chick
told
was cheating on you?
Yeah.
She told you?
It was like, all right, so this is the only time I know of. Maybe I've gotten cheated on in past relationships, and I'd never known about it. But the time that I knew about it, we was in like a long distance relationship. This was like my high school sweetheart. I went to high school in Virginia. Moved from Virginia to New Jersey. I'm in college and shit like that. I'm living my life. I was up here. I was
living my best life.
Facts. I was doing my dirt. I'm gonna be honest. I was doing my dirt, but I didn't never say that to her. Because when you're in college, son, like this shit is a whole different world.
Yeah.
So I'm in college. It's like we never really keeping in contact that much. She ended up moving from Virginia to New York. It was planned for us to do that so we can like possibly be closer together to each other, but I'm living my best life in college, and I'm just like,
nigga, why are you so damn close?
Just trying to be in the frame.
Nah,
come closer to me.
I'm not with this shit.
It's all fact.
Yeah, and you got the
So we
and you on your deathbed with the cancer cough.
So we just like we communicating through emails because she didn't have a cell phone at first, and then when she got a cell phone,
you should drop it in.
Was she 40?
You should have dropped it in when she had a cell phone.
No, she lost a cell phone. Like when you move. Let me finish, bro. We 18, 17 years old.
Yeah,
nigga.
why are you using emails?
Yeah.
Because we didn't have a cell. She didn't have a cell phone. I had a cell phone. I had a prepaid
That was 10
shit.
years ago. That wasn't that long ago, bro.
Bro, all right. Let me get my shit off. Let me get my shit off.
I'm just wondering why you still communicating through
email. Because I had a cell phone. We both had cell phones at first. She ended up not having a cell phone anymore. Shit happens, all right. So when she finally got another cell phone, I ended up losing my cell phone. I didn't lose my cell phone, but I ended up losing way to pay for my cell phone bill because I just moved to New Jersey. I ain't working, none of that shit.
Lawrence type shit.
Fast. So we ended up having to communicate through emails. Back in the day, the whole email thing was that was the thing. Like whatever. So, eventually she sent me an email. I think she sent the shit to me on Valentine's Day. That she was like, I'm just gonna go this route with this guy, and I'm just gonna work. Like I'm gonna choose that relationship over this one. So, again, even though I was doing dirt in a relationship, I never told her that I was doing dirt. So if she listened to this podcast, you finally think out now. Okay, shit happens. Whatever.
Over it.
10 years ago. But I was doing dirt, but obviously she was too, because she ended up being with a whole I'm gonna choose this relationship. So she let me know through email that that she wanted to be in another relationship with another guy, and I'm like, damn. Like,
so you got the news broken through email?
Through email on my freshman year at college.
Nigga, that sucks.
Couldn't have been me. I would have never read that email.
Yeah.
I got like 2,000 unread emails in my phone right now. I never knew he was broken up. Damn.
How'd you get cheated on? How'd you?
But that's the thing. That's the reason because we wasn't like I wasn't checking my emails every day. I check my shit like once a week.
Up with you and you didn't even know
So
about
she over here with no phone. Like
Yeah,
this
shit like
nigga ain't sent a message back to me yet. Like what the fuck?
She over here. She probably over here.
This nigga out here
mad dick. Like
down.
I broke the news to him already.
So yeah.
Single.
Like I understand, like from her point of view, like oh this nigga is not fucking messaging me. What the fuck? She's probably checking this shit every day. No new messages because when I sent her a message, I get that shit back in like 30 minutes. So I know you was checking that shit every hour. So
like J.C. Penney and Victoria's Secret emails. Nothing from Malcolm. No.
You get all them spam emails. So yeah, bro.
Yeah, that sucks.
I got cheated on. I found out through email.
How'd you find out that you got cheated on?
She either told me I think she told me in person, and we was also in college, and she told me that she went back to her ex, and I was like, whatever. I wasn't really like whatever. I was the most emotional, light-skinned little boy that you could ever meet. But
we was all there. We was all there for this, by the way.
For the purpose of the story, I was like, whatever. But after
we even talked about like finding this dude and beating this dude up.
We was definitely.
I was like, yo, you need me to beat him up.
Why? So I never understood that, right?
I'm pretty sure you're about to say what I was about to get into anyway, but continue.
Like, why blame the guy? I mean the bitch.
Because he was just
being
being one of us.
He was just being a man. I was just about to do the same thing. I mean,
at the time,
why would you get mad at the man for it? I mean,
at the time, of course,
if you're gonna throw the pussy at him, I mean, you're gonna catch it if you're single, right? Yeah. So
but still, like, if you know somebody in a relationship and you pursuing it. You are like the woman is at fault for falling victim, but nigga, you antagonizing my chick. That's not cool.
Oh yeah,
when you already know.
I
can beat you. Like, it's okay for me to beat you up in that point. And she getting beat up too. But if you pursuing my girl and you doing this shit constantly, knowing that she in a relationship.
Oh yeah. I mean,
everybody's at fault in that situation. When you get cheated on, everybody's at fault.
But who's the primary?
The person who falls victim
to the person that got it.
The person who falls victim to it.
Vagina.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if you fall victim to it, obviously you're in the wrong. But you're entertaining it first of all. Like if your ex is hitting you up when you're in a new relationship, you're already wrong, already in the wrong. Right. You know what I'm saying? So like if you go further and meet up and fuck, son, what are you doing?
Yeah. I mean, this was planned out.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I just wanted this.
Too much.
Like, because when they lie, like, I didn't plan on fucking him. What the fuck did you doing? What did you plan on doing when he came to your fucking dorm room?
I thought he was just going to.
No. Let's keep it, bro. Let's keep it real. When you in King or when you in college, you gotta sign them in. They come up to your room.
That's definitely King. You only got to get signed. Well, there's a few
other colleges you got to sign in, but you got to sign them in.
You got to go through the effort.
They got to give you your license. She like he like yo, I'm coming through. It's okay if I come through. Yeah, you can come through. Yeah. So she invited, like then they invited him.
It was I think at the time she didn't have no more. She didn't have the ability to sign people in no more. So she had to
sneak them in.
No, she had to premeditate. She had to get somebody else to sign her in.
So she like obviously she's dirty.
Steps. She was like,
so she's dirty. Just
to see what
she was some Mission Impossible shit like.
Yeah, y'all remember when niggas used to sneak niggas in? Like the minute they buzz the door open, homie run from the outside straight through the door. I was one of those people.
Like, yo, we got you on tape.
I got kicked out of the dorms, so like there was some times where I'm at the dorm, I was like, oh shit, I can't get in.
This is one of those people acting like they on the phone, in the background.
Yeah, bro. The minute somebody opened the door, I'm running. I was one of those people. Facts.
Oh my God. I mean, I guess we go on to the next. I don't know if this is on to the next topic. Because we were on the topic of relationships. I guess Malcolm, you had to talk with your girl about open relationships. I don't know the backstory. So
okay, let me just clarify real quick.
No,
I was not talking about having an open relationship with my girl. We follow somebody on YouTube and they talk about the whole thing, and she was like agreeing with some of the points, disagreeing with some of the points. I was disagreeing with most of the points, but I understood where they were coming from. So pretty much their whole thing was they want to be able to still entertain, and I use quotations, friendships to the point where if you just meet somebody, it's okay to hang out with them and grab drinks or lunch and whatever.
Like
whatever.
while you're in a relationship?
Yes. And I disagree with that because the minute you entertain some shit, you're already like, this is how I feel. Again, a lot of people might disagree, but the minute you entertain some shit, like, you already in the wrong. You shouldn't be entertaining no other person because, her thing was, oh, so you know if you like somebody right away? And my thing is, do you know about one night stands? Like, how many? I don't know about y'all, but I've had quite a few one night stands in my day, meeting people in the same day and then fucking them in that same night. Like it's a matter of a couple hours. You feel me? So a lot of that shit happens. Like you meet somebody, you can vibe with them, but you don't know everything about them. But the vibe they giving off is like, yo, this is dope. This is cool as hell. You know what I'm saying? So again, a lot of one night stands happen that way because you're not really showing all of you. You're just showing the best parts of you when you first meet somebody. You know what I'm saying?
You got the fresh cut. You got your
all
new,
of that.
You got your new fit on. You out there dressed.
You played that, so you knew. You ironed your shit. You iron your socks.
That's
nigga. When you iron your socks,
that's something like when I go out or when you go out, you gotta take that into fact. Like when you see people out in the club, you gotta remind yourself like that's not how they look on a regular basis, but in the time that you're there, it's attractive, so you gonna latch onto it.
Word. So, Thomas, seeing as you're the only single person at the table,
correct?
Would you get into an open relationship with somebody if they bring it to you in a way of, okay, the open relationship is not necessarily sex with other people, but we can hang out with other people and have lunch or meet new people?
I don't think so. I mean, you can have the thing is, if you have an open relationship, I don't know if that necessarily means that you're boyfriend and girlfriend or if y'all just
kicking it,
good friends,
dating
that can talk to other people,
friends with benefits.
And if you're friends with benefits and you're you call that an open relationship, then I don't feel like you can put a restriction on what you can do when you meet other people.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, so you for you it's off the table, pretty much.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, if I'm in a relationship, unless
there should be no other issue. There should be no other person.
I mean, I think it's cool. I think it's cool for you to be able to do your own thing, but don't call it a relationship.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't call it an open relationship. Don't call it a relationship. Don't call it anything.
So speaking on terms of a relationship, my thing is every relationship that I've been in, I always give the same one rule. Like I don't deal with shit that has to do with any other niggas. So don't bring me nothing that has to do with any other niggas. The minute that any other nigga is involved in our relationship, that could possibly be a deal breaker, and I'll dead this shit. So that's my thing. You know what I'm saying? So if you meet somebody and then y'all out here going to lunch, I'm already having an issue with that. You know what I'm saying? It's not a jealousy thing. I'm not a jealous person because I'm not. A lot of niggas nowadays going through their girl phones, and to me that's some sucker shit. You know what I'm saying? Like you shouldn't be going.
Your phone out there. You might as well take a look at it.
So you that type nigga? So you've gone through phones before?
I haven't.
So
I don't have the password.
Was talking about time.
I don't have the password.
I mean, all right, my thing. I just don't feel like.
I don't feel like you threw shade at him.
I don't feel like anybody should be going through anybody's phone, because if you just getting into a relationship, or if you've been in a relationship for a while, if you don't trust this person and they gave you no reason not to trust them, then that's an issue that you have to deal with. That's your demon that you need to come to terms with. That's not my fault that you have trust issues with me when I never give you reason to have trust issues. Right. So my thing about that, I've never gone through my woman's phone ever. That's not my thing. I'm not that type of guy that's gonna, what you doing, who you talking to. I don't care. If I find something out, find it out, then it's gonna be an issue. But I'm not out here looking for shit. You feel me? So I mean, it is.
So let me ask you a question. Let's just say about your girl's phone is laying en route here, and she's in the shower getting dressed, and you see a message pop up from Mike, and it has the hard eyes. What are you gonna do? You just gonna leave it there, or are you gonna read about it, or?
I've never gone through my woman's phone.
I didn't ask you about that. I said, what would you do if the phone was just sitting there and you just You just chilling. You saw her. You see her
So,
phone.
all right, for the sake of the podcast, the hypothetical.
It's always that one time.
Let me just keep it 100. We've been together.
You got a character.
Sorry, you good? You right? Back up, Mike. We've been together 5 years. I've never gone through her phone. If for any reason that her phone just happens to be in front of me, and a text comes and it happens to be a nigga, whatever. Who the fuck is that? That's it. Tell me who it is, whatever. But I've never gone through her phone, and that's not my thing. I've never let me see who the fuck is texting her, because you hear the phone go off. Obviously, when you living with somebody, you're gonna hear that phone go off. I don't. It is what it is. I'm. She can have her privacy. You know what I'm saying? Because it is. I'm not pressed for that type of shit. If she feel the need to talk to other niggas or whatever, and that shit ends up coming to the public, and I find out about the fact, we'll have that conversation then and there, but I'm not really pressed for that whole thing. That's not my thing.
I feel like also looking at your mate's phone will always get you in trouble because you have no type of context to the message that's coming in.
Yeah.
Because even though the dude might have sent a hard eyes, she might have sent him a picture of a puppy or something.
So let me tell y'all a funny story. So I've never looked through her phone, but she's looked through my phone before. This is she lost her phone. I used to not put a lock on my phone, but she lost those privileges 3 years ago. I mean, I didn't care. I was never out here doing shit. So I think she went through my phone. It's
we rewind the podcast to when you were doing shit, because you just said you never.
But this relationship, no, I've been in other relationships before. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, she was looking through my phone, and this is the conversation between me and you, Tommy. I think we were saying something about, oh yeah, we should invite them, because we used to throw our house parties a lot, and then I forget what was said. I think it was how did they look or some shit like that. And then she, why do you care about how they look? What the fuck what they look like? Yo, chill. It was not nothing like that. I swear to God it wasn't, but it was just yo.
I will say, when we used to have those house parties, Malcolm didn't give a fuck about who we invited, and he didn't care who got in trouble for it, because Malcolm would tell me to invite every single last one of my exes that I ever was in a relationship with. Thankfully, none of them ever showed up at the same time, but there was one where
she wasn't invited.
I forgot. No, it was a different time. It was one time where the girl that I most recently got out of a relationship with showed up. Well, Lee, the main chick that I've been talking to on and off for the last 5 years.
Okay.
She showed up to one of my parties.
But she wasn't invited either.
Sorry, she showed up to my house before one of our parties to pick up a picture that I did for her randomly. Thankfully, she left before the other girl that I was currently talking to at the moment showed up. Because if it didn't go down like that, it would have been a lot of drama, and it would have been all Malcolm's fault.
I didn't invite neither one of them. So
you told me to invite everybody, and
no, I didn't tell you to invite your exes.
No, yes you did. You said invite them all, and eventually you said somebody will cancel. I was like, oh my dumb ass. Yeah.
In fact, they did cancel. A lot of them canceled. That's it is what it is. When we used to throw our house parties, we've had times where we only would invite certain people. But then we don't want there to ever be a shortage of people, because there have been times where we've had only 11 or less than that, 7 people or some shit like that. So it's yo, we didn't invite people we could have invited. You know what I'm saying? If they cancel, they cancel. But just invite everybody we know. I never said, yo.
No, you did.
Listen.
Yeah, what's up?
All right. Whatever, fuck it. Shit happens, bro. Shit happens.
So if you ever throwing a party, don't listen to Malcolm when it comes to advice on who to invite. Just do what you will.
Yeah, my shit was lit, bro.
I don't disagree with that, but my shit was not.
It was.
At least that one time. It was very,
that
very,
one
very,
time.
Very,
every other time was fun. Every other time was fun.
Every other time was a good time. Where we at as far as time goes?
We're good. We got 39 minutes.
Damn. I think we only got one more
topic.
The next topic that we're going to move on to is the Pod Piper himself. Now, the Pod Piper himself, R. Kelly, and his new song, I Admit.
I feel like we shouldn't be calling him the Pod Piper anymore. With all the
yeah, evidently it has a negative stigmatism or connotation to it, and I never looked it up because I'm ignorant, and I don't feel
to find out he's dyslexic. So what if he met some other shit when he gave himself that nickname?
Yeah,
maybe, I don't know if he gave himself that nickname.
What if he was talking about little boys?
My,
You know what I mean?
so
He's not a boy molester.
Hey, you in the room with him?
Did you listen to the song?
I don't care. I mean,
You didn't care?
Are you in the room with him?
I'm asking you.
Are you in the room with him?
I will admit, when I told y'all to listen to, because we were going over what topics we were going to talk about this week, when I asked y'all to listen to that song, I didn't realize that it was 20 minutes long, and I just listened to it last night, thankfully. That song had a lot of shit in it. One, the song itself wasn't catchy at all, which is disappointing. It was just R. Kelly talking.
I mean, any
I'm pretty
20-minute
sure that's how R.
song,
Kelly
I don't
talks,
think that's an EP.
too.
First of all, any 20-minute song, you're not really listening for it to see if you can vibe to this
Yeah, it
shit.
didn't have no
Bro.
hook, nothing to it. It was just
Bro,
him
you're
talking.
not really bumping a 20-minute song to your destination because you get there, you're like, yo, is it over yet?
You playing that shit in the background.
That's like a Justin Timberlake song, 20-minute long.
That shit is an audio.
Yeah, that's definitely
that
one
shit is
Justin
that shit is
Timberlake song.
that shit is an audio book.
It's like an audio book with melody. But all right, bet. So about his song, this nigga was pretty much admitting to the fact that what he was going through was pretty much false, saying that he never was sex culting these bitches. He was never
Women.
whatever women. He was never really doing wrong as they portrayed him to be in the public. But he was saying that there's one in particular situation where the girl came out and said that she was a sex slave. What he was saying, according to R. Kelly, was that the girl's father was pushing a girl on him. He was like, all right.
You gonna bring it out here? I mean, I guess you know what
you want me to do?
you know what I'm about. So obviously, you don't have a problem with it.
He
yeah.
admitted to being dyslexic. This nigga admitted to not being able to read that well. Obviously, you're dyslexic. You read differently. He admitted to being broke. So
He said he's broke. Yeah, he said he's broke right now.
A few times he said he was broke. He highlighted the fact.
He wanted to make sure that you knew I don't
broke.
have no money coming in.
There's nothing. This song is free.
No, they fuck me. His literal
So
words
he doesn't
was,
own
they fuck me.
none of his masters. So if you're an artist and you write your own songs or whatever, owning your masters is very important.
Wait, tell me, how is he broke with all these royalties?
He doesn't own his masters.
That's what it is.
Really?
So he doesn't have no money coming in for all his songs that he made.
Which is wild because that's like a super 90s thing to be. I feel like every artist who signed their first deal in the 90s, they all got fucked over at some point in time.
Yeah, it's
either the
because
90s or the 80s because they were so
it's like Diddy is somewhere looming in the background somewhere. Like he negotiated his deal. Like Diddy was his manager and shit.
I'm gonna say Diddy's like the only person from the 90s that actually got all his money from all his shit.
Yeah,
that's
but
because Diddy was that guy
because
that you signed to.
He was taking all the money from all his artists. That's why
He was that guy. He was the person taking people's masters.
Oh,
Allegedly. I don't know this.
You don't need to chill. Hold on to it for you.
I'm just saying this for shits and giggles. But R. Kelly is pretty much broke right now. He's saying that everything that's been going on is false. He's saying that he can't read. I just like throwing that in there. Because you're 50, you can't read.
Reading is fundamental.
Okay, but he's dyslexic, so let me just, I'm not making fun of it, but he's dyslexic, so he has trouble reading.
I ain't motherfucker. You 30, 50 years old, and you can't fucking read and shit.
Again.
You dyslexic, it's an actual disorder. So
Yeah, but you can get help for that shit.
It's difficult. Regardless of type of help you get, it's difficult. So I have a family member who's dyslexic, so I understand the difficulty. Anyway,
He also did talk about being, as far as like the molested.
He was molested. Yeah,
being molested. He
As a
did talk
child.
about being touched as a child by one of his
lost his
family
virginity.
members.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which I was watching another reaction to the video or to the song from All Deaf Digital, which I guess is All Deaf now, and they were saying, not that I agree with it or whatever, they were saying that everybody or most people don't have an issue or like some type of thing where they like to touch younger kids or people were touched as a kid, which leads to them being that type of way. Whether or not I agree with it, I guess it's a situation that does tend to happen. People, I guess it's a thing where hurt people. So R. Kelly being molested may have led to him allegedly molesting kids as he grew up.
I mean, it's like the same thing with the Michael Myers thing, where he kind of,
fucking guy.
Michael Myers.
Yeah, Michael Myers.
Wait, Austin Powers or the murderer?
Yeah, I'm talking about Michael Myers, man.
I thought you were talking about Austin Powers,
Yeah.
nigga.
Like
he
saw this shit happening when he was little. He grew up to be a mass murderer.
He saw murderers
I was
happen?
gonna say that he. I don't remember the
backstory.
whole
I've never.
Did he
It's
say
like
someone
mad
get
Halloween movies, nigga. It's like 12.
Yeah.
I've seen
Did
like
he watch
3.
his mama get murdered? Michael Myers.
I don't remember that shit.
Well,
All
like-
right. Well, you said it like
You seen it? I didn't see
it's
it.
like a
Yeah,
correlation.
I know he remember. I remember he
So-
saw somebody get murdered, and he ended up being a mass murderer after that shit. So
That's childish.
no,
Nigga, you petty. You gonna murder my mom, nigga? I'm gonna murder everybody's mom now.
exactly. Hey,
Chill out, nigga. Wait a minute. In a hockey
Hey, man.
mask.
Like,
Some shit
it's
makes
one of
you
those
mad.
things like when you it's one
Did he
of
go
those
to
things
middle
where
school?
you witness things as a child. It's either two paths you can go. You can either follow the same path that you went through, or you can say to yourself that you want to be better, or you want to.
Shout out to the
it.
people that decide they want to be better.
yeah.
Cause that's the same type of situation with
Jerry Sandusky.
with like
Jerry Sandusky too.
oh yeah,
Ain't he a
I
rapist?
forgot, yeah.
Yeah, Sandusky.
He's still alive.
He's in jail.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's a rapist, right?
I was gonna try to get
Yeah.
away from the sexual type of thing, but also for
You just do that.
for for like people that grow up without fathers is some dudes that end up following that path, and then there's some dudes that are like, I never want my child to go through what I went through as a child, so they know, because they know what it's like growing up without a father, they end up being the father that they never had, essentially.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they make sure, like I said, there's two paths you can go on. You can either
Right.
be follow the same path that you
Right.
were set on. You can
Or
deviate
go the
and be.
Or you can go the Jerry Sandusky route where just put the mic over here.
No, you good. You good,
Or,
bro.
or you can go the Jerry Sandusky route where you know your
Don't
dad-
go the Jerry
your-
Sandusky route,
Please don't go to
but
Jerry.
there are people that do go the Jerry Sandusky
I'm saying
route. Choose your
you
words
could-
wisely. You said,
Nigga,
you keep
said-
saying you could.
said-
go.
You could. No.
Or you could.
I'm not saying that it's okay. It's not okay. It's not okay at all.
I'm saying the opposite of it. Or you can go to Jerry Sandusky route where
For
you
the
know,
people that do decide to go
exactly where you know
because we don't want to act like we're promoting that shit. We're not.
No,
We are
no,
not. This is
Sandusky.
not. I am not. No.
Nigga, can I get my thoughts out?
Get
Please?
this shit off, bro. Get this shit off.
There's
I'm
another
not
topic
condoning.
I
I'm
wanna
not
get into.
condoning the shit. I'm saying, or you could have that. You know, you can make the wrong choices and have the Jerry Sandusky situation where he was molesting kids, and now his son was just found guilty for molesting kids as well.
God damn.
So that's how it can trickle down, where you see the shit and you kind of think that okay, this shit's
It
not.
might be.
It's
normal.
okay.
Yeah, it's
It's
normal,
normal, right? You know. So I'm not condoning it. All I'm saying is it could have you can make those negative choices where, you know, you see nothing wrong with it. You know, or
True.
so.
So to get back,
I
to
mean, they should see that there was something wrong if your dad is in jail or
Hey, man,
prison.
Oh yeah, also yeah. If you see your
Oh,
dad-
it's not
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
Hey, you told me this shit was cool, nigga. You
I'm pretty
just
sure-
asked me to bring my
Yeah.
my female friends to the house.
I'm pretty sure you're taught at a young age that jail is not good. So
Yeah.
if you see somebody in jail, you probably don't want to follow their
A
footsteps.
lot of kids don't even know about jail. They be like mothers telling their
They
sons
going
and
to school
daughters.
and they
Oh, he
to
going
school.
he going to
He go to school. He's going to boarding school.
he going to school.
He's going to college.
Yeah, he across the country in school right now, baby. He all
Yeah.
right. He gonna learn.
His job relocated him.
Nigga
So
come
we-
back. This nigga come back Muslim and shit. What school did you go to?
I went to the Change Your Life school. To go back to the topic of R. Kelly, what do y'all think of R. Kelly as an artist in
Let me
general?
ask you.
Because it's going to lead to like the next.
Do you feel
So-
like after hearing this song, do you feel like he was actually did that shit?
I'm the type of person that I don't believe unless he was convicted of it, and he hasn't been convicted of it. So
Right.
no, I feel like there is obviously some in anything. There's some truth behind things, whether or not it's like the full extent. One thing I will say, I never saw. I guess because I was a little younger at the time, I never saw the tape of him pissing on a little girl. I always heard about it in the barbershop.
I did.
I never actually physically saw. the
My
tape.
uncle had that shit.
Allegedly, it looked just like him, but I wasn't. I wasn't old enough to actually put the pieces together. I will say, I'm an R. Kelly, music-wise. I'm an R. Kelly fan. I will say, as far as like R&B goes, he's if he's not
GOAT.
at the top, yeah. If he's
Yeah.
not at the top, he's one of the greatest R&B singers of all time.
Not even singers, composers. I
Just
mean,
speaking
that
on his
too.
writer.
Writers
Just speaking
as
on
well.
his music alone, he is the go. Like he's that guy.
He's got
But
hits for days.
when all
and
this
days
shit
and
is
days.
literally coming against you and you don't really have a good team, because he admitted to not having a team, so he doesn't really have people who can guide him, who can, like, you know what I'm saying, show him how he's supposed to handle these situations. you just get fucked over by the social media. And right now, like, we in that social media era, like, that shit is crazy.
So because literally anything.
So you're guilty before you even go to trial.
Anything that you do nowadays is, like you said, you're guilty before anything
trial,
anything is
like
proven.
So,
and once you are proven, or once you have that connotation, or once you have that
negative stigma,
that negative stigma attached to you, whether it's true or not, that's going to follow you for most people throughout your entire career. So no matter what you do,
even if you've been proven innocent, it's still, you ain't he a rapist? No, nigga, I was innocent. But we don't know in this situation. For me, I think it gives clarity because you do have people who are just trying to get money. So there's a lot of time people are gonna try to accuse you of shit. What you see, singers or rappers getting accused of rape or any type of sexual assault all the time. Not saying that it's not actually happening. If it is happening, I really hope that these rappers or singers are getting thrown under the jail. But for the cases where it's not true and they're lying, I feel like these women should be getting the same type of consequences.
Oh, no doubt.
That if the person would have get for lying, like if you lie about that shit, there needs to be consequences because there's no consequences. Everybody is doing it.
Like that Duke lacrosse situation.
I had no idea about that.
Yeah, where they were lying. The females were lying about some of the Duke lacrosse players actually raping them, and that turned out to be a lie. I mean, when you ruin somebody's reputation, it's a special place in hell for you.
Just for
I mean, whether there's no coming back from that, even when
because it happens to a lot of athletes.
What happens is everybody doesn't hear the outcome of it. Yeah. Right. Everybody, it's just that
they see it once
they see it once it happens, and then once it disappears, it's gone. Whether or not the issue is
even if the truth comes out, the truth is never like broadcasted as the way that this
doesn't wipe the slate clean.
Right. Just as I think Charlamagne the guy says this, but the truth is what is it?
Nobody wants to hear the truth when the lie is more entertaining.
Yeah.
One thing I will say, like what I can do as a person. I'm able because there are no great artists that don't have some type of negative thing to them or some type of story to them that most people don't agree with. So one thing you got to do as a person, you got to be able to separate the artist from the actual person itself. So because whether or not it's Chris Brown, whether or not it's Bobby Brown, whether or not it's Whitney Houston, whether or not it's R. Kelly, and a bunch of other artists, Amy Winehouse, anybody who's majorly successful has some type of demons inside of them. You got to be able to separate the artist from their music or the person from their music. Otherwise, because there's some people that aren't able to do that. And because of one situation, like people will stop listening to an artist for that situation, which is, I can't say you're wrong for that, but you're deprive yourself of a lot of great music if you stop listening to one person because of a sin that they've done, then you won't be listening to any music.
So how do you feel about the Cosby Show being canceled then?
And that's the same thing. I wasn't watching the Cosby Show recently anyway, so
you think you shouldn't be canceled, or you think it's
no? I feel like it should not be canceled because the Bill Cosby, what was his name on the show? Cliff Huxtable. Cliff Huxtable, the man on the show, and Bill Cosby, the man outside of the show, are two completely different people, which is why you are an actor. You portray different personalities on television. One, the Cosby Show was probably, if not the first very positive black family show on television that went for seasons on seasons.
The most positive.
You don't have that representation on TV now, and for you to take that away because of something, was he ever proven guilty? He was proven guilty though, on that stuff, right?
Yeah.
They took away that one positive show because of the actor outside of the show.
And the other thing is too, right? That set the stage for Fresh Prince.
Exactly. That set the stage for a lot in a different world.
It's a spinoff. Different world is a spinoff. But
and also too, when you take a show like the Cosby Show off of the air, you're penalizing all the rest of the cast.
That was my next point.
So
a lot of people, they still get checks or royalties from the shows.
From the show.
That's how people are living. Yeah.
Right. So like when you cancel that show, there's other actors on that show.
You're not harming Bill Cosby.
They're no longer getting money because the Cosby Show was spinning for years. So I think that's the same with Roseanne and they ended up bringing Roseanne back.
Fuck Roseanne.
Matter of fact, y'all see Monique? You heard about what Monique did recently?
What?
She was pretty much bigging up
Netflix.
No, she was bigging up. She was bigging up Roseanne. She was like, "Nah, bro, that's my sister." Blah 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 bullshit. Bruh.
There's I don't know what
I think it's
type
time to
of
cancel
drug
Monique.
Monique has been on recently, but she's.
She tripping.
Let me ask you. Although it's like an old story, what did y'all think about Monique's? What she wanted to boycott Netflix because
Ain't nobody
they didn't wanna
boycotting
pay
Netflix, nigga.
her.
Yeah.
You know how much shit is on Netflix,
They're giving niggas $30 million deals right now.
bro. That's like
$50 million
boycotting.
deals.
That's like boycotting Chick-fil-A. The minute they was like, "Oh, Chick-fil-A don't like gay people," and niggas was quiet.
Niggas was still eating chicken sandwiches.
Niggas was quiet. There
Niggas
was
was-
nobody
niggas-
was boycotting
Niggas
Chick-fil-A.
still was eating chicken sandwiches and shit.
Fact, bro. I'm just some things are just too good. Alright, not okay. I don't want to say too
You may
good.
not agree with everything that somebody do, but
Like we
that's not
could
gonna
cancel
stop you.
Starbucks. You know what I'm saying? But
Some people do live off of Starbucks though.
it was okay. Let me just say this because I don't
Whether
want to
be
sound
black or
crazy on the podcast. It was absolutely wrong for them to say whatever they said negative about gay people. But I'm just saying, like a lot of times that we're not canceling things. Like we're not canceling Netflix.
Yeah.
Because
Also,
it wasn't racial and it wasn't sexist. It was pretty much your buzz is not what your buzz needs to be to
that's another
So-
thing,
make
like,
this amount of money.
Time out. So what do you guys think about the narrative of Kanye saying all these wild things, right? But you're still buying his sneakers, you're still buying his clothes, you're
You
still
were buying.
being-
Oh, I know, but I know
You know what I
buying
mean?
his sneakers.
But what I'm saying is, so
We all broke.
so
over.
so do you agree?
You know, I know
Do
Yeezys
you
are
agree
like-
with people's opinions where they say like Kanye is basically still pro-Trump and that you should we should stop supporting him in a sense
think-
where
I think
we're
people
buying
need
his
to-
clothes and we're buying his sneakers. We're waiting in lines for him. We're paying what was it like? How much is the sneakers like?
$1,000.
$1,000 a pair, right?
So this is my opinion, right? I think that people should not base their decision off of what's going on social media. You should literally find out the facts before you decide to go through with whatever decision you do.
I mean,
You
but
gotta
he
be able
did.
to
He did
form
say.
your own opinion.
He said in the interview with
Form your
Charlamagne-
own opinion.
He
That's
said
the
it,
point.
but he said in the interview with Charlamagne that he supported Trump.
That's not what he said. He said that he likes Trump. He likes Trump's attitude. He said his dragon blood. Like Kanye, what he said specifically was Trump is an outcast. What he proved was that you can be an outcast and make it. Now, that sentiment, isolated sentiment, I understand that. He doesn't know nothing about Trump's policies.
So how could
That's
you,
where-
So how could you walk around with
Hold on.
make America great again
Hold on.
if you don't know any of his policies?
Because he's an asshole. What he said was
Okay, so that's
I'm not okay, but again, there's two sides to the coin. But again, like he's saying that I like Trump. I like the fact that you were an outcast. You made your way into a fucking a world where you're not supposed to be in. That's Trump. I mean, that's Kanye. If we think about it, Kanye has always been that guy. He wanted to be the first guy to have this type of sound, get killed for it, and then later on, everybody's doing the same thing. Kanye's always been that guy to decide to go on a ledge first. I'm not saying that I'm supporting him. I'm just giving my my analysis. So, so with Kanye, he's saying that he doesn't know anything about Trump's policies. He admitted that. So he didn't say he likes Trump's policies. He said he likes Trump. So he likes the fact that he talks.
like his mentality is.
He likes because they're the same fucking person. It's just one is a fucking white supremacist and the other one is an asshole, dumbass. So like he likes the fact that he says what he wants when he wants and he does what the fuck he feels like doing, and that's Kanye's like to Kanye that gets Kanye going.
Because that's what Kanye wants.
He wants to say what he wants. He
He
wants to talk his shit.
All I'm saying is the Ku Klux Klan is the outcasts too, and they doing what the fuck they want. It don't mean
They're not outcasts though.
With a
If
white,
you think about it,
I'm not
no,
walking
no.
around with a white sheet over my head.
But think about it. The Ku Klux Klan is not really outcasts because you have the Black Panthers. The Black Panthers were banned, or the government came after them. They told them they had to disband. The government never came after the Ku Klux Klan in such a way. They never told them that you need to disband. They never arrested people with affiliation to that. It never happened. But with Black Panthers, it did. So the Ku Klux Klan is not really something that's
all I'm saying is you can't you can't go out on a limb and support somebody and not know what they're about.
No, that's true. And absolutely true. I agree with you.
In his own household, Kim Kardashian doesn't support Trump. You know, I applaud what she tried to do, and what she actually did help facilitate in helping that older woman get freed. You know, after she was in jail for like maybe 20-something years.
I don't know. So,
Kim
Kardashian went to meet with Trump
to
get somebody free.
Emancipated?
I don't know the fucking
Emancipated from jail.
Right.
And she was successfully freed.
Yeah.
So I appreciate that.
That's because Trump is a celebrity. He relates to celebrities.
Yeah, but at the same time, then she went back and said that what's the daughter's name? Northwest would be a better president than him. So it's not like she's like rocking with Trump.
Northwest, Chicago.
When it comes to like
St. West.
When it comes to like this buying Kanye's shoe thing, it goes back to separating the artist from his craft. Like just because you may not support one thing that Kanye does, doesn't mean you don't support the other thing that he does, which would be his shoes or his clothing line. So you can you can still buy his clothes if you like his clothes and not agree with his thoughts or his sentiments towards Trump. Is everything that somebody does is not going to be agreed upon. You're not going to agree with something with everything that somebody does.
Okay, but then so how do you explain the athletes that have shoe deals and then they get in trouble with the law and then they pull sponsorship?
That's
because of
that's more
media.
So 1-to-1. If you weren't an athlete, then you probably wouldn't have that shoe deal. So once you get that athlete status taken away, you probably should get that shoe.
Yeah, but then what you're saying is that you should still support them, just not support that aspect of them. So, but with a brand like a Nike, right? Let's say like Kevin Durant did something crazy, like say he got.
Punched a girl in the face.
Yeah, punched a girl in the face.
And got it on camera.
No. He punched
somebody in the face.
Wait. I got one. He punched a kid in the face. I can see Kevin Durant doing that. He be arguing with kids on
Twitter.
The
troll in the face.
Hey, look, bro. Hey, I knock you the fuck out. I can see Kevin Durant punching a kid in the face.
Right, but so let's say that Nike.
Let's say he assaulted a 12-year-old.
Assaulted a 12-year-old because he was talking some shit about him, you know. So that's not the.
Yeah, imagine it's funny because that's actually a thing that I can see Kevin Durant in trouble for. And it don't gotta be like a little kid; it'd be like a high schooler. Because them high schoolers be
you a bitch, nigga. You won't go to the fucking Golden State.
Them high schoolers don't give a damn, and some of them high schoolers do need to be punched in the face. So that's something I would see. I can see Kevin Durant doing.
But so Nike takes away his contract, right?
Yeah.
They're basically separating themselves.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's not them saying like, we still support you, but we just can't have you.
It's bad for business. The reason they do that
from a business
it's bad for business.
It's not a good thing to do.
Because you have to understand, we're in a social media era.
Right.
So like, the minute like social media is coming for you and negatively, it's bad for business.
Right.
Because this shit is not going to sell no more. They're going to cancel us, Nike, because social media is killing you and we're affiliated with you. So it's going to be a negative connotation.
But the fans are part of business, right? The fans are
business.
Right. The fans they make the business, right? So without the fans,
people are going to kill you.
Without the fans, right, and the support of them buying his album, without the fans buying his clothing, he would not be as relevant or as popular in terms of record sales, in terms of revenue, as his fans not buying this.
Correct. But once like the social media thing, once your fans see you doing that, there are some that will turn that off.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's more that will that won't, but you will lose fans, and
that's what happened.
Anyway.
The Ray Rice situation. He admitted to what he did before the video came out. Right? He was. I don't remember if he was punished or not before. When he admitted to it.
He was punished for
but it wasn't nothing grandiose.
It was the season,
when the video came out, he got cut. Yeah. Yo, I already admitted to this shit.
Yeah.
We already.
I told you what happened.
I told y'all. We and her was cool.
They told him
together.
He gave a part of the story.
The video came out, it changed the perspective because social media got involved. The minute people get involved and they move to do something, it changes.
He also didn't give them all the details either. So let's forget that either. He told him.
Yeah, if that shit happened, I wouldn't get all the details either. I hit her.
I hit her.
No, I didn't hit her. I put my hands on it.
Listen,
I put my hands
I
on
tripped.
On my
it.
hands.
You have to,
My hands
bro,
hit
when
her face.
you 200
She got knocked
how
out.
many pounds and you fucking muscular football player, if you put your hands on somebody, they knock the fuck out.
Drop, yeah.
There's no way. Like, I
You
tapped her on the
lifting- you
chin.
lifting
You
weights.
tapped her on the chin.
You lifting weights twice her size, so yeah.
Yes, nigga.
It's gonna
You
hurt.
over here fucking pulling SUVs down the road and shit.
on your back.
Over here
On
doing
your back.
curls with 100-pound weights. Fuck out of here, nigga.
James Harrison
Just knocked her the fuck out.
lifting 900-pound
Your main
bench
job,
press.
your main job is running into other niggas that's trying to stop you from.
Yes.
doing it.
So the minute that she's trying to stop you from talking, you have flashbacks on the field.
This is the shit that I want to do, and you ain't got no helmet on me. How much time we got left on this?
Moving on. What else we got, Tommy?
How much time we got?
Well, we had an hour. We're good though.
All right, cool. So
What else
we'll
we
end
got?
it with. It's not necessarily a topic. Well, it is a topic too. It's a would you rather. Would you, going back to all the celebrity stuff, all the talk that we've had? I guess nowadays, would you rather be famous when you're alive and forgotten when you die, or be unknown now but be famous when you die?
How much money am I have in either situation?
What happened?
How much money am I gonna have in each situation? If I'm famous, am I gonna be rich?
Probably.
Then I'll choose that.
I think that's a no-brainer. I mean, whatever's gonna take care of my family and my kids.
Take care of me, nigga.
And my kids.
When you die,
Okay, so there's a legacy
that money
situation
will be
to
left
it.
over.
No, what I'm saying is I can still have my kids now while I'm alive, and they can be broke.
Yeah,
shit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
okay,
yeah.
but if you die, your kids' kids and your
Well,
kids'
yeah,
kids'
just because
kids.
you're unknown doesn't mean you don't have.
Right, unless you have a good business mind. I would rather be famous now, or just be wealthy, or have money now, put things in place. So even if I'm not famous, or if I'm not of whatever, something will be there. They can not know my name all they want. I prefer they didn't know my name, just because I don't want that shit to go on reflect on my kids. You know, oh, ain't you such and such a son?
Yeah.
So
Like
I-
LeBron's son, right?
yeah, he said he regrets giving his son his name.
Right.
That's back
It's
to
a lot to live
that's
up
back to
to.
the situation. He grew up without a father, so once
Yeah.
he had a kid, he wanted to make sure that he was that father figure.
Yeah.
He unfortunately made that
And
mistake of
then
giving
LeBron's
his son.
selfish ass is gonna become the best player in the world. Fucking selfish. What the fuck is wrong with you, nigga?
Son, like,
Let me just be the best player in the world. Name my son after me. Hey, nigga, you got a lot to live up to, son. His son is not gonna be the best player in the
The
world.
reason why I chose that specific would you rather, because I was always of the mindset, and it may change when I have kids of my own, but I was always of the mindset that once I leave this earth, I want to leave something behind that for people to remember me, because I don't want to. It's one of those things I
Legacy.
fear being forgotten when
Legacy,
I'm
legacy
gone.
is important.
Exactly. So whether or not I have that mindset changes when I have a kid, I'm not sure. But I guess to answer the question that I gave to y'all, I'd rather be unknown. Yeah, I think I'd rather be unknown now or more unknown when I'm alive and be famous when I'm dead. Because one, you're dead a lot longer than you are when you're alive.
That's true.
Thanks for that philosophical take.
I mean, for me, it's like naming my company, my basketball training company is One Legacy Athletics, and for me, it was when I chose that name, it was bigger than my presence, while I'm alive. It's that name that you leave, when you're no longer existing anymore, right?
Exactly.
It's being able to leave that history and that reputation and that character, that people know what you stood for, what you did while you were alive.
It's Nike.
It's
Nike.
something
Thing.
that's
I have
everlasting.
no idea who
Something that's
founded,
everlasting.
who started Nike. They may or may not be alive right now, but
This person's
you
name
will know
Nike.
Nike pretty
Yeah.
much forever.
Yeah, for sure. So I feel like being not being known while you're alive, and then kind of being famous, when you die, is more important, because that's that legacy, right? And then you leave that to your kids, or you leave that to your
Significant
other, or whatever it is that you may have. I think that's more important, because you could be famous and be a horrible person, and then
That is true.
So I feel like that legacy, it's your character. It's that reputation of who you are and what you did while you were here on this earth. So
See, I would much rather
You got to find a word.
be. I'd much rather be like wealthy than famous. Like I want to have money but not be famous because I'm such a like if I go to Target, imagine you a celebrity, right? All right, perfect example. These Instagram people, a lot of these niggas don't got money. They be having like 2 million followers, but they be broke as shit, right? You go to fucking anywhere, niggas recognize you. People flock to you. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy. And it's like, would you take that being being well known over the money, or would you rather have money over being well known? A lot of people are most likely going to say they would prefer to have the money, but you never know what kind of deals could possibly come from being that type of well known celebrity or whatever the case may be. You can end up being on TV. You can end up having a legacy because of your notoriety or whatever the case may be. So, I guess that's a similar subject to that same topic.
We'll do that next week. Do you have like a tagline to end this yet, Malcolm?
Do I?
Yeah. You want me to come up with something on the left?
Fly shit, right? Yo, thank y'all for coming to the No Refunds podcast. If you feel if you feel offended, if you feel slighted, remember there's no refunds, nigga. You can't take that shit back. But if you feel like you gained some shit, if you like what you heard, remember to tune in every week. We're gonna be here. Follow the YouTube page on boy2nice.com. No, I'm sorry, that's not it. YouTube.com/boy2nice.tv. There we go. If you want to listen to this, we're gonna be on SoundCloud.com/boy2nice.
New deal. Google.
We on Google Play. No Refunds podcast is gonna be on Google Play.
We're gonna be Android phones.
We're gonna be on iTunes very, very soon. I believe you might hear this podcast by like Tuesday, but hopefully by Tuesday we are already on iTunes. So if you driving to work, if you driving wherever, if you don't got time to watch the video, you can listen to us. You can support us. Well, like I said, we're on SoundCloud.com/boy2nice. We're gonna be on iTunes. You're gonna look for No Refunds podcast, and we're gonna be on Google Play. You're gonna look for No Refunds podcast.
All right. Until next time, I am Team Tommy.
I am BPat22,
and y'all can follow me at Boy2Nice.
All right, we'll catch you on the next one. Peace.